It is undoubtedly an amazing time to be a fan of Marvel and their characters. Ultimate Alliance 3 just came out and the game is awesome. I'm loving it so far. It's reviewing well. We even have a rumor about how the game could potentially be one of the best sellers of 2019 so far. We'll get into that in a minute. On top of that, Marvel Studios announced their Phase 4 lineup during San Diego Comic-Con 2019. They even mentioned some Phase 5 stuff, including Marvel's First Family and Blade coming back to the movie theaters and for the first time ever in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Mahershala Ali. It's some really fun stuff coming. These characters are more popular than they have ever been, and that means we are going to get more and more and more. Other platforms are getting an Avengers game that looks kind of cool. It's intriguing. I know that the word out of E3 wasn't super positive about the demo, but we'll be able to see it for ourselves. We just got confirmation of that too. So much amazing stuff going on in the world of Marvel. I wanted to talk about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 one more time and just talk about my time with it on top of some fun stuff that could be coming in the future. So let's talk about sales for a little bit. The game's been out for a few days and we might now know how the game is selling a little bit. All right, so we're going to refer to this tweet. This comes from Benji Sales and he tweets a lot about business in general, but he kind of just focuses on gaming, about the sales data behind it and all of that. He says that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3's opening 48 hours is tracking significantly ahead of the expectations for the title in the US. He says that frankly, he wasn't sure how it was going to perform as pre-release tracking wasn't all that strong, that they're very impressed with the launch. Marvel and Nintendo may have a legitimate hit. He continues to give it a little bit more context. He says that it's possible that Ultimate Alliance 3 could be the third biggest Switch launch of 2019 so far, only behind two Nintendo properties, which is New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which came out very early in the year, and Mario Maker 2. He says that it's tracking significantly ahead of other big launches on Switch, such as Mortal Kombat 11, Crash Team Racing. Key thing now is how it will perform over the coming weeks, and if it can manage to take the third place spot. Definitely a bigger than expected opening, but that if it doesn't have any legs, it's not going to be the third biggest selling game, but it definitely has the potential. This is really awesome to see. This isn't a confirmation of Nintendo or anything, but we should take it with a grain of salt. But if this is true, it's awesome. I'm loving the game. I think it is a really fun time. It's the perfect couch co-op game, especially if you have a fondness for these characters like I do. So seeing that it could be one of the best selling games of the year is freaking amazing. And what do you do when a game is really successful? You release DLC. And that's what we're going to talk about now. Nintendo Live has a really cool breakdown of this, but essentially the first DLC was confirmed for Ultimate Alliance 3. All right, we have Blade, Moon Knight, Punisher, and Morbius all coming to Ultimate Alliance 3 with the first part of the expansion pass. It's called Marvel Knights, Curse of the Vampire, and it's out September 30th for 2019. Also, let's note that Loki was confirmed, Cyclops and Colossus both being playable. Yes, for Cyclops being playable. I thought that he always gets the short end of the stick. He wasn't playable from the beginning and that kind of bummed me out, but seeing that him and Colossus are back is awesome. I would love to see a mission that explains what happened after whatever happens in Ultimate Alliance 3 happens. If you played it, you know what I'm talking about. They kind of just go on their own little adventure for a little while, at least it seems like. I really hope that that's something that we get, but this sounds like it could be like more like a feature pack DLC. Curse of the Vampire. Maybe a story mission of some kind, and you get to play as all of these characters. We have Blade and Morbius. That's always a cool mix up there. One's a vampire, one's a vampire hunter. Punisher, Moon Knight, also cool. Super cool. Marvel Knights is coming. Of course, we also know that Fantastic Four is coming too. I'm really excited to see what they do with the DLC. And maybe, just maybe, if this does sell as well as we are thinking it might, then maybe we get a expansion pass 2 or something with even more stuff coming. Again, even hypothetically, that Phase 4 stuff that we were talking about earlier. I can already imagine how awesome Blade, Moon Knight, Punisher, and Morbius are going to be to control. That's a fantastic team up, and it's just great. I'm super in for this, and I want to play as Cyclops as soon as possible. That is the one I want. August 30th, can't get here soon enough. It's not too much of a wait. It's also neat that yes, we're getting new content in August, then again in September 30th with Curse of the Vampire. Maybe in a month from that we get another, and a month from that we get another, so on and so forth. Finally, I just want to talk about Ultimate Alliance 3 in general and the time I have been having with it. I played the first 3 hours on stream. I've played hours and hours since then. That's one thing that instantly stood out to me. This is a really decent sized adventure. Now, of course, it is a little bit of a older game when it comes to design. It's a brand new game, clearly, but they don't make games like this so much anymore. Beat 'em ups like this, brawlers like this, even just RPGs like this aren't a thing that we see a lot in gaming. Gaming has changed. It's way more cinematic, and there are some awesome cinematic moments in this game, but the moment-to-moment gameplay, it does feel a little dated to me, but I don't really hold that against the game very much. I'm still having an amazing time with it. Now, I don't know if I would have an amazing time if it wasn't Marvel, but the fact is, it is Marvel, so it doesn't matter if I wouldn't have had an amazing time with something that isn't Marvel related. I just have such a fondness for these characters. I just have such vivid memories of reading the comics, watching the cartoons, playing the games when I was way younger. It brings me back 100%. The art style is something that I quickly got used to. I'm having a lot of fun with the story. I think it's actually decently good, more than decently good. I think it's very close to being a great, fun little story. A lot of surprises in there as far as characters. A lot of characters that I didn't even imagine were in the game are here. Of course, they're not playable, but that's okay. Just having any type of fan service like this is a really good thing. The game isn't perfect. The more I play the game, the more I began to notice the frame drops, especially with like Scarlet Witch and things like that. Digital Foundry has a really good breakdown of it. But yeah, I wish the game was locked at 30. I wish it ran a little bit better, but I still think it's super fun. I played it on the go a lot just because that is how I've been playing my Switch as of late, and it's really fun all around. The Infinity Rifts are something that I haven't dove into quite yet that much. I've done a few. I unlocked one costume for Captain America. I was disappointed in the costume, but there is a lot there too. I want to be able to finish the game before I try to level up my characters and unlock everything there is to unlock on that side. So as far as the value proposition, there is just a lot in this game. Easily a 10 to 15 hour adventure depending on how you play it, and it's going to be up for you to decide whether you think that's worth $60 or not. For me, I fully think it's worth the price of admission. There is a lot to love here. The gameplay is kind of addicting, and the most addicting thing to me is the character progression. The way you can customize your teams, upgrade your characters, get stat boosts for finding the ISO 8 crystals. There is a lot of awesome RPG mechanics in here, and we knew that they were going to be in here, but I just didn't know that I was going to be this invested into them. Ultimate Alliance 3 gets way more right than it gets wrong. The character design is something that I continuously just admire. Anytime a new character or villain is introduced, I say to myself, oh my god, that looks exactly how it looked like in the cartoons or in the comics or whatever the case may be. I love those feelings. Speaking of enemies, by the way, every time a boss fight happens, and they happen quite often, whether it be a big boss fight with the Infinity Stones or whether it be just mini bosses of iconic villains, they just keep coming. They do not stop. The way that you unlock characters is also something that I found myself absolutely loving about this game. If I'm honest, I didn't get some of my favorites till later on in the game, but you can go back, replay missions, find collectibles. There's a lot to still do with the characters, even if you did unlock them later on in your adventure. So all of that to say, I am loving the game. Is it perfect? No. Is it a 9 out of 10? No. For me, if I had to give it a rating, which I'd rather not, but if I had to, I'd still give it a super strong 7, 7.5. And for me, that's exactly what I was looking for. A ton of nostalgia with characters I love, really fun gameplay, and some really awesome RPG elements, and this game does it all and does it well. There's also the online aspect that I haven't had a chance to play much. Zach and I are going to get in there and try to get some fun riffs going and maybe try to come up with a very dynamic team of our own, but for now I just haven't had the time to get that going. That's something I'm really looking forward to though. One last thing I wanted to mention, if you hadn't got the game yet, you can get it for about $10 off at Walmart, but you have to get it locally. Online it is full price. Here I put the zip code for San Antonio. I'm not from San Antonio or other places in Texas, but yes, $49.94 if you go pick it up locally at Walmart. This is available nationwide, so yes, go check Walmart. Maybe you get $10 off of Ultimate Alliance 3. You can use that towards the expansion pass and have way more fun with the game. Always good deals. Walmart has been doing this a lot lately with new games, especially for Switch. When they come out, they'll sell them for $10 cheaper. I'm figuring that that's just a way that they're trying to combat Amazon, but you do have to go get it locally in the store itself. Who doesn't need to go to Walmart every once in a while? Anyways, go pick it up. You can probably find it in your area for something similar. If you think $60 is too much for a game like this, how about $50? Could that be a little bit better for you. Sound off in the comments below if you are picking up Ultimate Alliance 3, and if you already picked it up, have you been having as much of a good time with it as I have? Again, I'm pretty in love with the game right now. I don't see that changing. I'm very close to finishing the story. I'm going to get into the rifts. I still got the co-op action that I want to do with Zach. This game is providing a ton of fun. If you love Marvel, you're going to love this game. I wholeheartedly recommend it. Sound off in the comments below, like I said, letting us know what you think, and we will catch you wonderful people on the next one. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Your continued support means the world to us. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. All that good stuff. Twitter link is in the description. We will catch you on the next one. SwitchForce out.